Good morning. I'm Karen Trotis with Social U. It is time for What's Up Wednesday, where we talk about social media tips, tricks, and trends. Coming to you live every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm going to think about it for a minute. This week, all this month, we've been talking about bandwidth, and it's a good follow up to Mental Health Month for May and June. So this month, July, is more about kind of how to maintain, especially if you're going to be on vacation or take a break. Last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? Bandwidth? No. How to plan your content. Yeah, within your bandwidth. I knew bandwidth was in there somewhere. This week we're going to talk about how to go on vacation and still maintain while you unplug, which is very challenging for me in particular, and what to post when you don't know what to post. That's next week. And then the last week of July, we're going to talk about repurposing, how to put your content in different formats so you can use it on multiple platforms, because it's just a lot of this stuff is so exhausting. You don't want to, you shouldn't have to do and reinvent the wheel every single week. So let's go ahead and get started today. Okay, digital detox is a thing. You should be able to go on vacation and unplug, and that's okay. It is exactly like what it sounds. Excuse me. You're going to step away from your digital workspace, like your email or like Facebook app, so you can take the time you need to unplug. So how do you do that? Well, first and foremost, there's got to be a little bit of planning. You're going to have to set those boundaries early and clearly define your digital detox time frame. I'm going to be unavailable tomorrow. I'm going to be unavailable over this weekend. I'm going to take this vacation for 4 days. Whatever your boundaries are, set them. You want to communicate and inform your team so that, and even your clients, if you're a solopreneur, it's just you, then it's totally okay to set that expectation, maybe with an email or a social media post. I will be unavailable for from July the 2nd to July the 5th. If there's an emergency, contact this person. Just let them know, let your partners know there's going to be limited availability during this period, and definitely set up an autoresponder so there is someone to reach out to. Even if you're a solopreneur, you can call in a friender and just say, hey, if there's really critical emergency, can you run interference for me? Because a lot of times it's not as critical as the person thinks it is that's telling you about it. So it's good sometimes to have that interference on your behalf. You definitely want to delegate. Again, this comes with, I'm going to be gone for this long. This is the expectation, and this is who is going to handle that for me. I will say my team is expert at this. If they're going to be unavailable, we have primary and secondary account managers on every account. So if your primary is unavailable, your secondary will step in, and they are so incredibly good about being able to, it's very seamless. A lot of times our clients don't even know that they're unavailable because their secondary is so well-rounded on the account. You would never know. And we schedule ahead, so it's a very smooth transition. And of course, I've said this already, but designated backup, make sure you have someone who can step in on your behalf. Okay, so you've got your plan. Let's talk about the actual disconnecting part. Turn off your notifications, for the love of Pete. And if you can't do that, if that hurts your heart, delete the app. If you don't get the notification, and everybody, you know what I'm talking about, that email or that voicemail or that Facebook message where you see it and your stomach bottoms out. You don't deserve to go through that on your vacation or on your break. So if it means deleting it, delete it. We had one of our primary account managers go on vacation for 3 weeks recently, and the threat was made, if I catch you on Slack, I'll boot you out of the system. Just be off. Again, very dedicated staff, but don't log in. And she logged out of Slack and Asana, and I don't know if she deleted her Facebook app, but she totally should have if she did not. You've got to have the time away. And again, my team is so good at planning ahead that it's not normally super challenging, but yeah. Set times. If you must check your email, like let's say you have a family member that you're waiting to hear back from, or doctor's results, whatever the case may be, set times to check your email. One trick used by multiple CEOs is setting aside a specific time block, like from 7 to 8, I'm going to check and respond, and then I'm done. But I would tell you, don't check anything. If you set an autoresponder and you let people know in case of emergency that this is what you're going, this is the person you need to contact, this is the person you need to reach out to, then checking your email will become obsolete unless, again, a perfect reason to have a work email and a personal email. So, or an hour in the afternoon, whenever it's going to be, designate your time. But again, I would tell you, don't even do that while you're going to be off, and keep devices out of the bedroom, not just work, but doom scrolling. I don't mind reading before bed, but any kind of social media, I don't do that. Once I cross the threshold to my bedroom, I don't do that. I start shutting down. So that works for me. You have to do what works for you. Blue light will wreck your sleep. There is a setting on your iPhone where you can change the lighting at a certain time, and it tells your brain, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I have that on mine. So like at 10 o'clock, which is kind of laughable because I'm a late night person, but at 10 o'clock, it starts to shut down. It tells me, that light change tells me, oh, it's 10. It's time to start kind of shutting down. Eat meals without your phone. That drives me nuts. If you can't be off your phone when you're around your social group, get a better social group. I mean, seriously, like one of the tests of time for me, how invested I am in any kind of relationship, is how much I can be off my phone. Now, again, because of what I do, it's very difficult for me to just totally be off, but I'm off on Saturdays and Sundays. So if I'm with my, like example, if I went to lunch with family Saturday or Sunday, I will keep my phone available if there is an emergency, but I don't respond. I just don't pick it up. I want to spend that time with my family, my friends. So I do draw that line in the sand. I highly recommend that. And embrace non-digital activities. What are some fun things that you can do that your phone is not welcome? Axe throwing is a great example. Can't hold a phone and throw an axe. I'm just throwing that out there. So I think it's okay to put your phone down. Okay, and it is important to maintain that balance. You can have gradual reentry, maybe just start turning on your notifications. It's okay to evaluate what worked and adjust accordingly. And it's okay to set these as sustainable habits. It is okay to do this when you are off on Saturday and Sunday. It's not expected for you to respond 24/7. And yes, as someone who owns their own business, I understand that sometimes you have to respond at a certain time, and sometimes you're expected to be available. Unless it's truly an emergency, ask yourself, is this really necessary for me to do it like this? And I will say, especially if you're going on vacation, there's a few reminders you need to just kind of bear in mind just for your own personal self. Safety first. Especially women, do not post your travel plans. Don't tell people I'm going to be out of town. Just found a dog sitter for my trip on July the 4th. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't disable your location services. Let me reset that. For your own safety, your location needs to be on when you're on vacation. However, if you're going to take photos and you're going to have your location on, be careful about posting that location. And people do this all the time. They'll post their vacation pictures while they're on vacation, and then people know it can be very dangerous. Change your social media settings so that posts that people tag you in won't automatically pop up. If you're on vacation with a buddy and they have no issue telling the whole world they're gone, that's great, but don't do that. And turn off your notifications so they're not ratting you out. And don't check in at different locations if you're out of town. It's just not safe. You do definitely want to schedule your regular work, schedule it ahead so that when you're posting vacation content, you're home already, and that's totally okay. If you had an awesome vacation, I want to see those pictures just as much as anybody else, but post them after you get back so that safety isn't quite such a critical element to that. And automation is the key to vacation. So if you have everything set up beforehand, if you've planned ahead, much, much smoother. If you decide that you do want to post while you're on vacation, or it's part of your branding, or it's part of your personal brand, you need to create a plan so that you know what you need to get. So you have a hit list of photos or videos that are available to you before you go. Like if you know you're going to make a hyperlapse video of your travel, you might need to get a video of yourself in the airport. That makes total sense. Doesn't mean you have to post it while you're doing it at 6 a.m. on a Thursday morning, but you can go ahead and grab those videos so you can use them later. That's it's a great example of planning and batching your content. If you're a content creator, this is what you do for a living, vacation a lot of times is part of your job to get content. So just know what you're going to get. I have to get a clip at the airport. I have to get a clip when we land. I need to get that clip when the doors open and I walk out to the car. Whatever you're going to do, just make sure you have it batched and ready. And you can get short clips in the moment that you can add sound to later. You don't have to do it all right there, right then. Just get the clips and then you can go back to them. Don't post anything that's going to embarrass you later. People lose jobs over posting party pictures with alcohol in their hand, or if you're wearing a bikini and have are holding a margarita, it may not translate well on LinkedIn is what I'm saying. So don't post anything that's going to get you embarrassed or fired later. And highlight, if you're going to actually take images and get content while you're on vacation, highlight the cool parts, highlight the unique stuff. Birmingham is very well known for its food. So a lot of people will come here and say, these are the 4 places I'm going to go, or I'm going to, there was a video, if you aren't familiar with K&J Elegant Pastries, they're a bakery downtown. I found a video of them. I follow them. Somebody traveled 10 hours to get that video. That's incredible to me. If you're going to make a trip specifically for the destination, get the content so you can use it later. So that's it. All in all, that's all. So it's okay to unplug. It's okay to delegate. It's okay not to be available 24/7. It's okay to put out business hours that say after 6 o'clock, I'm not going to answer. That is okay. It is. Join us next week. What are we talking about next week? I forgot already. I'm just sad. What to post when you don't know what to post, how you can kind of stay consistent. And then the last week of the month, we're going to talk about recycling content. And that is it for me this week. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next week. Until then, I'm Karen Taradis with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thanks.